But we're going to kick off, of course, with the cricket and get stuck into the Indian Premier League.
Yeah, and how good we've all jumped on a team. So I'm on Bangalore. Mac, who you got?
Kolkata, Knight Riders, till I die.
Yep, Delhi Capitals here.
And Punjab Kings.
And we all won our first
Yes.
round game. So how good is that? IPL Game 1, Royal Challengers Bangalore defeated the evil Mumbai Indians, the defending champions. They're the Brooklyn Nets of the IPL. And Mumbai batted first, and Aussie Chris Lynn smoked 49. But the story of the day was Harshal Patel, 5 for 27 off his 4 overs. He's a 30-year-old. He'd come back to Bangalore after 3 seasons with your Delhi Capitals.
Yep.
He's on the minimum contract, which is 20 lakh. I think it's about $28,000 US dollars. And his 5 wickets included Ishan Kishan, both the Panja boys, Pollard and Jansen. But those four guys before that, they're worth 4.3 mil in this year's IPL.
Wow,
and
28,000.
He's on 28K, cleaned them up. Also, the first 5 forever against the Mumbai Indians by anyone, which is pretty outstanding considering the competition's, 14 seasons old now. So unbelievable effort there from Harshal Patel. Bangalore went out and Kohli opened with Sundar. We're wondering who was going to open.
Washington. It's a big shout.
Yeah, he didn't.
He only bowled an over as well, I saw.
So
He's
Keeping up his test form.
Yeah, full-time batsman, that's right.
yeah, well,
Steve Smith.
They didn't open with him in the most recent game, but we're wondering who was going to open there for Bangalore. AB had 48, Maxi 39. It went down to the last ball, and Harshal Patel, after his 5 wickets, got the winning runs even. How good?
Not a bad day out for Harshal Patel.
Yeah, indeed. He might be calling his manager and trying to get
off that minimum contract.
Bigger contract next year. Yeah, he definitely didn't do his chances of that any harm. Into game 2, and the man on my right, Sean's beloved Delhi Capitals, they got a win against Chennai Super Kings by 7 wickets. Probably the cruisiest win out of the first 6 games.
Yeah.
So the Super Kings went out, made 188, mostly off the back of Suresh Raina. Shikhar Dhawan, he had 3 catches. 2 of them were absolute worldly catches. 1 in the slips and 1 running backwards in the outfield. And then he backed it up with the bat. 85. Prithvi Shaw, 72 off 38. Mac, you reckon he looks like an old man, do you?
Because we've been hearing about Prithvi.
Isn't he 20?
He's 22 or something. We've been hearing about him, and he's the next big thing, and he's been coming for years, and he's only 22, 23, and I looked on his bio, and I said, they've stitched him up here. They've put someone else's photo. He looks like an old man. Maybe because he's been around, and we've been hearing about him for so long, but geez, you bat like that, you can look like whatever you want to, so shout out to Prithvi Shaw.
Yeah, it was a big return to form for him because last year he actually batted pretty poorly. He didn't have any really good scores. Ricky Ponting during the off-season, of course, last season as well, got stuck into him. You got to get in the nets. He had this thing where if he was doing bad, he wouldn't practice. So he wouldn't do any batting practice, and that was his thing. So when I come good, then I do more batting practice.
And
Ricky, of course,
counterintuitive.
Yes.
Wild.
And Ricky was like, bro, get in the nets. But obviously he's done some work in the off-season, and he's come out firing here at the top order. So big score to start.
He'd make a good resi cricketer down here. Don't train, get a duck on the weekend. Fuck.
You can't train.
I can't get in the nets.
That's right. Game 3, the man down the end. Do you want to run us through what happened with your beloved Kolkata Knight Riders?
Yeah, the Knight Riders got a 10-run victory against the Hyderabad Sunrisers. They went out and made 187. Nitish Rana, he opened the batting, and we sort of said at the start of the season where the top order run's going to come from with Kolkata. He backed up with some runs in their second game we'll get to shortly. Rashid Khan, that man from Hyderabad, the Afghani, he took 2 for 26. Hasn't missed a beat. Hasn't missed a beat at all. He'll be good for the next 15 years. He's all time. And we said the bowling's going to have to carry this team, and it did. Johnny Bairstow and Manish Pandey both made 50s. Interesting fact we'll get to a bit later, but Johnny Bairstow, the only non-Indian to hit 50 runs, which I've in the first week of the tournament.
No. In the first 4 games, yes.
First 4 games, sorry.
In the last 2, Maxi and Dave Warner.
Sorry, first 4 games. Sorry, that we've covered, yes.
Yeah.
First, to make runs.
In the first round, I guess you could say,
Yep.
And we'll just say, I was going to say it a bit later, but I think 9 of the top 10 scores through 6 games have been by Indians.
Right.
So Maxi's 59, which we'll get to in a sec, sneaks in there. But, just a testament to the depth of the Indian batsmen.
Yeah, there you go. Kolkata off to a 10-run victory against Hyderabad. Away they go. Premiership, here we come.
IPL Game 4 saw Monkey Magic's Punjab Kings get a thrilling 4-run victory against Rajasthan Royals.
A few runs in this one.
Yeah, a couple runs indeed. So the Kings went out and made 6 for 221. Skipper KL Rahul, 91, and Deepak Hooda, 64 off just 28 balls, if you don't mind. Then the Royals went out and they went really, really bloody close in this one.
Yeah, Samson.
Yeah,
big outing.
Sanju Samson, 119, nearly steered his boys to the victory. They were smacking Jai Richardson and Riley Meredith all around the park.
Yeah.
So
Not great advertisement for Aussie Greeks in the IPL.
and then both these boys just got paid big. So there's still a lot of games left. Hopefully they can turn that around. And yeah, he nearly single-handedly won this game for Rajasthan. They really should have won it. They only needed 5 off the last 2. And then he sort of squirted one where they could have had a single and he's opted not to take it. So he's gone, Chris Morris, I'm not trusting you to try to hit a boundary off the last ball. I'm going to try and hit a 6.
And Chris Morris has run all the way down the wicket.
Yeah, send him straight,
bro, go back.
Send him straight back. And couldn't finish it. But you can't blame a guy when he scored 198, like he scored over half their runs.
I think Morris had struggled to get 2 singles in the previous 4 balls.
Yeah, so backed himself. He's the one that's in.
He's like, I'm going to have to hit a 6 here.
Yep.
He's the captain too, Samson. So I can understand that. But Morris, he's the highest ever IPL player ever.
Yes.
And he's the one you're saying, no, you're not to face. Why'd you pay him that much money if you can't try? So I get, very rare circumstance when the other bloke is, 120 or, hitting at 200. But I don't know. I don't think you can be giving up runs. I don't know. I didn't like it.
Didn't like it?
Yeah, I would have liked to see Morris. And I think Morris was a bit dirty at the end.
Yeah.
You pay me the money. I'm supposed to be the man.
Yeah.
It's your captain, though. So
Yeah,
you
the
fall in
captain's
line.
call, and he put the responsibility on his own shoulders and couldn't get the win. But
went close. He did get caught in the deep.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah,
another.
He gets out a touch cleaner, gets another 10 metres on it, and he's the hero.
Yes.
And I don't know, when a bloke is seeing him like watermelons, you probably do back yourself, I suppose. But interesting call, and it cost him the game in the end. The big story out of this one was Rian Parag.
Yep.
He just bowled one over. He was bowling to Chris Gale.
Caused a bit of excitement though.
Well, indeed. So he's essentially bowling sidearm. It was very close to being horizontal, perpendicular.
I think it was horizontal. Like
I was looking at it. I was trying
just the way his angle of his body, how he comes down, like he's squats down as he's bowling, and it looks very, very horizontal.
No, I was going back to.
But I think being horizontal though is allowed because it's
it can't go below your waist, which is obviously your arm is above your waist, so you can actually go below horizontal within the laws of cricket.
Yeah. But the way he kind of squatted down, it looked very close that his horizontal arm was almost in line with his waist.
It looked ridiculous, to be honest. And then I think it was the next ball, he bowled one sort of like a regular sort of offie, and he did get Chris Gale.
That's how he releases it.
Yeah, you haven't seen it?
Oh, that's it. I've got a still photo here, but that's
Yeah.
a no-y.
If any listeners haven't seen it, Google Rian Parag bowling sidearm, something like that. It'll come up. It sort of caused a big stir. Well, what do you reckon? Is that illegal delivery? Because within the laws of the game, technically that is legal. It's above the waist. His arm doesn't bend past 10 degrees.
Just.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. If someone's throwing that around to me at Sunday Social, I'm getting a bit upset about it.
Oh, yeah. There'd be some words.
It's interesting as well watching the action. Like, I don't want to say it's a chuck, but just the way it doesn't look like a rollover. So once he's out there and when he brings it in, it looks like he's.
Yeah, well,
I want to say chucking the ball.
Well, your elbow can't go past 10 degrees, a rule which they essentially made for Murali, but that's another can of worms.
Yes.
There. Sorry to any of our Sri Lankan listeners. Shane Warne is the GOAT. But yeah, according to the written rules, this is okay. According to our eyes, you look at that and go, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone does call it. And
what are you trying to achieve with that?
Changing up the angle.
The way it comes in, it comes off the pitch essentially and comes all the way into Gale's pads.
That's a no ball every day of the week for mine.
Oh.
It looks like a baseball pitch coming
out
the side.
It does a side-on baseball pitch, And he's just like, bro, maybe settle it down. He's like, okay.
The umpire had a word, and then I suppose he didn't bowl another one like that. That's Paddy Mahomes, no look. No little sidearm.
Yeah, horizontally down.
Hit Kelsey on the tit there.
What I thought was interesting about this law was that the underarm is illegal unless it's otherwise agreed to before the match.
Yeah, they need to change that one.
The boys that shake hands like, is there off?
Geez, you know one's coming if one of the captains comes up and says, "Oh, you the underarm. We're going to be right with them this week."
So
You're gonna
give us
get
a
one.
shoulder, just a couple underarms.
Yeah, he's like, shake before the match. And like, yeah, okay, fine.
I'll say as long as they're waist high fullies that I'll miss out on and put them straight down mid-wicket straight anyway. Yeah, I'll take them. Anyways, that was probably the big story from this game.
First rounds,
Yeah. But in summary, it didn't matter. He only bowled one over. The umpire told him off, and he didn't take a wicket with that ball. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Game 5 saw the Mumbai Indians open their account against your beloved Kolkata Knight Riders. Mac, do you want to run us through this one?
Yeah, it was a bit more disappointing, this one. Again, we said it at the preview show when we talked about Kolkata, the bowling's going to have to carry, and they bowled really, really well.
152.
They bowled Mumbai out for 152, so you'd think, geez, that's very well unders there. Dre Russ, if you don't mind, came on for 2 overs, took 5 for 15.
Oh, yeah.
He's a fan favourite there. He's been there for a few years, and they love him. They get around him. It's pretty easy too. He comes in, he's got the flair. He's classic West Indies.
He's got Dre Russ on his shirt.
Yeah, like that. You can't get too swaggy in cricket. West Indies get a free pass. They are swaggy cricket. Cricket's not a swaggy,
Mate, they're born.
You wear pants.
Born swaggy.
And then they were absolutely cruising. That meant, again, Nitish Rana and Shubman Gill, they were none for 72 in the 9th, so they only needed to run a ball from there, and they absolutely bottled it. No one else got double digits. That man, Dre Russ, came in, and he struggled to hit it off the deck.
Yeah.
Paddy Cummins did nothing. Owen Morgan got out for 5 or 6. And Rahul Chahar, the chief destroyer, took 4 for 27.
We talk about leg spinners in 2020 cricket.
Any wrist spinner in T20 cricket, and he ripped through them in that middle order. Absolutely went to shit. So,
you seen the mop on the bloke?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, well. I'll let you take it from there, Peps. I don't know. I don't have any hair, so I can't comment on blokes there. So I'm the resident bald bloke. So glass houses.
He's rocking dreadlocks essentially. Yeah. So we're talking about Dre Russ having a bit of swag. Oh, don't worry, Rahul Chahar's got a little bit as well. He's got the double earrings and the dreadlocks. But look, he let his spin bowling do the talking in this one. In a game that Kolkata really should have finished, and Mumbai get their first win up on the board.
We should probably talk about Rohit Sharma though.
Yeah, it looked like he broke his ankle. He bowled one over. I don't think he bowled in the IPL for like 7 years or something. Team's under the pump. Oh yeah, brings himself on. And Monkey, have a look at Rohit Sharma. His ankle looked like it was a right angle, and turns out he's okay. So
just a bad sprain.
But looking at it, it was a nasty.
It'd be interesting to see how he goes running on that.
Yeah, he doesn't do much running. He just stands and
True.
Oh my god!
Take it off. Get
that off the screen.
Well, he's fine.
No, he must be very flexible. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Oh god, I don't want to look at that. That gives me shivers.
He might not have any ligaments left in that, but apparently
that would have been that classic when you hear it. Oh god,
you would tape the shit out of it and hope for the best.
Yeah, see how Rohit goes.
Not very good radio here, but look up Rohit Sharma.
Just look it up. Yeah. Rahul's Rohit Sharma even ankle, something like that. You'll get it, and it looks a bit nasty. IPL Game 6, my Royal Challengers Bangalore, they're off to a 2-0 start. They defeated Hyderabad by 6 runs. They only made 149 off the back of Glenn Maxwell's 59. As mentioned before, that is the best score by an overseas player so far. 9 out of the top 10 scores have been recorded by Indians. Jason Holder and Rashid Khan did the damage with the ball. And we were saying last week that, Hyderabad bowling might have been a little bit suspect. I don't think we paid too much attention to how good Kumar, Shabaz Nadeem and Natarajan are in Indian conditions. They didn't go out and spend big on overseas quicks because they didn't need. They don't need to. Those guys are all class. And you pin a team back for 149, you probably should get the bickies. And much like Kolkata in the 5th game, they got off to a good start off the back of David Warner's 54. And then they just collapsed big time. Shabazz Ahmed, he had 3 for 7. Mohammad Siraj was good. Harshal Patel was good again. He had 2 poles on the top of his 5 from game 1. And they fell 6 runs short. So Hyderabad 0 from 2 and Bangalore 2-0. And that's 6 games so far in the IPL. I think the take-home message was there's been a lot of close games.
Yeah, no blowouts. As we said kind of last week from our preview, that there's going to be a very close season. Like anyone really could put it all together and go out there and win this comp. So
on the day,
it shows it. Yeah,
there's no bad teams. And well, we already alluded to it. Big money on the foreign quicks hasn't translated yet. We're only 6 games in.
Yeah, do you reckon that's purely acclimatised? I mean, we saw what Richardson and Riley Meredith, they got 2 for 100 between them. Do you think that's just, they're fresh in the country? That's just those two as an example. Any sort of overseas bowler, they would have had to do some quarantine on the way in.
And I'd say the same for the batters as well. I think the locals have been batting a lot better than the foreigners. But yeah, it's because they've come in, they've had to quarantine, they've probably got a few training under the belt, got to adjust the conditions. It's probably just going to take them a little while, and they'll get into the series, and there'll be focal points, I think.
And class always rises, like that stuff. They'll get, it's cricket. You need form, unless you're pretty sure you don't need a net apparently. But I thought it was a great start. We were saying how many runs there were, and like, oh god, batsman's dream, the IPL. And then the last 2 nights, really no score over sort of 150. So now the bowlers did sort of fight back a bit there. So that's great. Great battle between ball and bat. So. Yeah, so far, I've loved it. I wake up every morning and check the score. I try and stay up and watch a game, but obviously the time difference is a bit of a struggle.
There is a Sunday night and 8 p.m. game, I think, for us.
I knew there was an earlier game.
Yeah, so nearly all of them are midnight Australian Eastern Standard Time, but I think there are a few where they're doing an earlier one over there. And the last point, this has got to be one of the only leagues in the world where you get bright gold pads. There's sequins on the Delhi Capitals, like a dead set sequins. You love it. You love it. It's
bit of everything.
Bright.
That's part of it. It's part of the culture. You immerse yourself in the country, and we'll never understand how big cricket is in India. No. Now it's just a way to open it up to the world. So it's brilliant. We're only a week in, and got a lot of cricket ahead of us. Yeah,
the fans seem to love colourful cricket. So.
Those Rajasthan Royals kits are so nice. The light blue and the pink. I'll say it every week. They just look, unless you're bowling sidearm, no balls. Everyone else is great in them.
Yeah, it really highlights where your arm is, doesn't it? In that,
you can't hide it. It's popping.
There was one final note that I want to take out of that game 6, which I think we had down further. Was I'm not sure. Is this a rule in any other T20 competitions? The 2 no balls above waist height.
Yeah, that's any cricket.
Yeah. If it's a quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Spinners, I say, keep them calm.
Keep those full tosses. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially 2 beamers and you're done. Yeah, that's been a rule.
Yeah. So
for a while,
I think it happened in this game. Warner thought the quick would be removed from the attack because he did bowl 2 in the same over, 2 consecutive no balls above waist height, but one of them was off wide where he had a swing and miss and it wasn't going to hit the batsman, whereas the other one was like basically going to hit him in the stomach.
Right.
So I think the umpire ruled that it's got to be two body liners.
They've got to be at you, proper beamers.
So I thought that was interesting. But it was interesting. Warner, of course, the captain, was like, hey, is that 2? You're going to take him off? Because we'd probably like you to take him off at this point.
Yeah, indeed. It's one of those things, try and protect the batsman a little bit.
Yes.
That's the week in the IPL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great week and another great week coming up in the IPL with a lot more games are coming.
Mm-hmm.